have my own private coaching business where I help naturally quiet people to overcome social anxiety, play to their natural strengths, and thrive in life. So, as human beings, we're not machines. We're not like an Amazon device. We can't just switch ourselves on and switch ourselves off with the push of a button. So before teaching you how I like to switch off and how I view switching off, I thought I'd talk about switching on to contrast it, and it will make more sense when I then explain how to properly relax, switch off, and recharge your batteries. So switching on is about aligning your body to your conscious mind's intention. So, for example, say you want to go and deliver a presentation at work, a public talk, and this particular talk has the potential to get you a promotion, improve your career. You want to ace that talk, come across really confident, really knowledgeable, feel calm, despite it being a scary situation. That's a situation where you probably want to switch your body on for performance. So your conscious mind's intention is to deliver a quality presentation, and you want your body to align with that so that when you're giving the talk, you're not elsewhere, you're present in the room, you're focused, and you have access to all your mental RAM and your natural talents. They're all there, not distracted, and you're able to commit to nailing the task at hand. This is switching on, and there's a lot of different ways you can do this. Some people really enjoy meditation. Meditations where they visualize their goal, the task at hand, follow their breath, and they try to align their body to the intention so that they feel ready. And think about how you spend the morning. Probably you spend the morning getting yourself ready physically, and maybe you also get yourself ready mentally, emotionally, and spiritually as well, so that you're ready for performance. You're switching yourself on. So this is the principle of how you switch yourself on. It's about committing yourself to the task at hand and bringing out the best performance. So how do you switch off? Again, we're not machines. We don't have an off button, so we can't just switch off on cue. I can't switch off on cue, and I don't know anybody that can. This is how I personally view switching off. So, while switching on is aligning your body to your conscious mind's intention and focus, switching off is the opposite. This is about listening to your body's intention. What does your body want right now? And it's aligning your conscious mind to your body. So becoming aware of how you feel and acting from a place of inspiration. There's no agenda in the external world. You're not trying to increase performance right now. The focus is resting, recovery, well-being, morale, happiness, enjoyment. And maybe you just feel really inspired to go to the cinema and watch a film. Maybe that just sounds exactly what you need right now, and you know it's going to do you a world of good. Maybe you really fancy getting out there in nature, fresh air, scenery. Maybe you want to go for a meal by yourself and just enjoy the peace and quiet, enjoy your own company, read a book, read a newspaper. Maybe you want to rest up, just have some time sleeping. Maybe you want to go for some food, hang around people that you can have a laugh and joke with and connect with. And it's all about the place it's coming from. There's no agenda. There's no outcome that you're trying to get. You're literally just being. And it's a case of not getting in your body's way. Not thinking, what's best for my job right now? What's best for my business? It's not goal focused. Now it's releasing. So rather than trying to grab something and trying to get something, rather than going for something, you're actually letting go. You're doing the opposite. An analogy that comes to mind, which I got from a book, read it quite a number of years ago. So a lot of people in life, they're in a boat and they're rowing upstream. They're battling against the natural flow. They're battling against the way things are meant to be. And life just feels like this horrible, harsh bloodbath, this battle, this struggle, this uphill struggle, going against the grain, you versus the world. It feels like that when you're going uphill. Instead, when you're relaxing and recharging your batteries, you want to go completely with the currents of life without resistance. If you're on that boat, right, you're rowing furiously, trying to go upstream. If you just stop rowing, you let go of the oars, you drop them, you'll realize that you automatically move. You don't need to force it. The currents of life, they do the work for you. Your body already knows how to relax. You already know how to recharge your batteries. Just like you already know how to breathe, it's an automatic process. And just building on this point that it's an automatic, spontaneous process in your body. It's actually controlled by different parts of the nervous system, not conscious parts. Like we have the parasympathetic nervous system. You probably heard of the autonomic. So it's parts of it's inbuilt into your programming and biology. What it's really about is not getting in your own way. It's about taking the conscious mind out of the way and just connecting to your body and allowing it to do its thing. And obviously, if you're finding yourself in states of very, very, very high stress, where your stress bucket is full, you're on the ceiling with stress, overwhelmed, then the problem you have is not how to recover from this state. It's how to manage yourself so you don't reach these states of overwhelming, super high elevated stress on a regular basis. Something which helped out a client of mine who I coach over a video call once a week, Samantha. So one of her big challenges is stress at work, taking on too much stuff initially and believing she can handle all these things, and then hitting the ceiling with stress because she's taken on too much, and it's this constant battle of becoming too stressed and then taking quite a long time to get back to feeling recharged and feeling normal. And what helped her out is realizing that each week you only have a finite amount of energy. It's almost like you have packets of energy and you only have so many to use up in each working week. The things that you can't change, the things that you have no control over, for example, certain behaviors of other people, things that are controlled by other processes, random chance, these things that you have no control over, you want to stop wasting your energy focused on these areas, because it's so draining to be trying to control things that you can't control. It's exhausting. It feels like a waste of time, because it is a waste of time, but it's also a waste of energy. And learning how to save your energy in situations where you don't need to spend any. This is really, really useful, because you're basically conserving your energy for the key moments that actually matter, when you can make important decisions that allow you to move forwards in life, perform well in the key moments. So managing your energy is really, really important. If you find yourself hitting that ceiling of stress on a regular basis, and I know this from first-hand experience, I burnt out on a whole number of occasions. So before becoming a coach and building the business, I did a PhD in pharmacology. And I found, the process stressful, and doing a full-time PhD, which is a lot more than the average hours of a job, and it tends to be 7 days a week as well, rather than 5. So doing the full-time PhD, as well as building a full-time business at the same time, this was a high demand on my body. And at that time, I was getting better at, but I hadn't mastered managing my energy. So I burn out several times and just be completely exhausted, like a zombie, like a functioning zombie. And learning how to manage your energy really, really helps. A different analogy, which I hope helps you out, if you're someone that gets overly stressed on a regular basis. So there's probably certain situations that you find yourself in which are a lot more stressful than others. They're more taxing on your energy. So, for example, delivering a public talk. That's pretty taxing. If you're doing a 1-hour public talk, it's probably going to drain you a lot more than spending 5 hours writing in a peaceful state. Because it's scary. You're facing your fear of other people judging you, you potentially making a mistake, making a fool of yourself, whatever career progression, other people's perception of you. A lot of fears that you're facing when you're giving a public talk. So because it's more scary, there's more adrenaline and more stress hormones that get released in your body. And if you have a bunch of scary things going on, it's highly taxing on your body. But what's really cool is that with exposure therapy, you can get to a stage where an activity which currently might be super taxing and draining actually becomes routine and not that big of a deal. So, for example, I've put on 33 live events to help people out with social anxiety. I've been doing the events once a month, and I've got my 34th event coming up the last Sunday of this month at 2 p.m. in Birmingham. The first 6-7 times I was doing the events, even though I really enjoyed the events, I was scared and I found them to be very taxing on my body. Me being so focused in those 2 or 3 hours, helping people out, seeing where their challenges are, helping them push their comfort zone, face their fears. It was taxing, and sometimes it took me 3 or 4 days to fully recover from those events because of the level of stress and adrenaline that was going through my system. But now, because I've been doing them on a regular basis for years, an event of that kind of size, so at the start, I wasn't getting massive turnouts, but I might have got, say, 8 people, sometimes 4 people, sometimes 10 people. Of course, there was some no-shows as well in that time. Although I always showed up, so technically there was never a no-show. So in all that time, I was scared back then, but now my events are much bigger. And running an event with 8 people, 10 people is not really a big deal. It's not something that I need to spend lots of time preparing for. I can just turn up and do it on the spot. And of course, I'm still a human being, so there's going to be a healthy level of nerves and fear, but it doesn't tax me to the same degree that it used to tax me, because my body built up a tolerance to that activity. Just like someone that drinks a lot, their body builds up a tolerance to alcohol, and now having a few pints doesn't have such an effect on them. Regularly facing a particular fear helps you build up a tolerance to that fear, meaning that you find it less taxing. And actually, as it happens, when you're an entrepreneur and you're growing your business, you're always challenging yourself. So there's always fear there. And previous months, I've been having around 20 people at my events. And this month, I'm aiming for 60 people, which makes me feel nervous because it's stepping up in intensity. So I have to face my fear, and actually one of my tasks over the next few days is to find a bigger venue for the event at the end of the month. So it's a continuous journey. But what I'm saying is that if you're finding yourself stressed out a lot, and you can identify the situations that are causing the most stress through exposure therapy in a smart and controlled way, it is possible to gradually desensitize yourself to that particular situation and change your relationship with it so that you find it less stressful and less draining. So the principle of switching off is getting out of your body's way, aligning your conscious mind to your body rather than dragging your body through an activity that it doesn't want to do. And by listening to and honoring your body, by not abandoning yourself, and doing what feels natural, doing what you feel inspired to do, which could be a whole bunch of activities. So the skill set is truly listening to your body and going with the flow. And your body just unwinds and recharges by itself. One of the biggest traps is trying to force yourself to relax. And because your conscious mind is trying to force you to relax, it's quite aggressive. And it has the opposite effect. It makes you more stressed out. And then because you're not seeing yourself relax, panic kicks in. And then you're even more stressed out. So rather than trying to relax, You have to just do it. Just listen to your body. Ask yourself, what do I feel inspired to do right now? And if you're just like, yeah, I don't feel like doing anything, don't do anything. If you're like, it looks so sunny today, I'd love to go and have a coffee and just chill in the sun, do that. Go with what your body's telling you rather than trying to force anything. And that's the best way to switch off. Think about when you go on holiday and you're in a different country. You're in that tourist mode, that leisure mode, and it's super relaxing. You're carrying yourself lightly. There's no agenda. There's no outcome you're trying to achieve. Try this mindset when you're switching off. If you're interested, so I mentioned that I put on these coffee socials and I do private one-to-one coaching as well. Drop me an email and I'm happy to provide you with details, answer any questions that you might have. My email is philmorrison678@gmail.com. And with my coaching, my price is £100 for a 1 hour pay-as-you-go Zoom coaching session. And what I do, before you pay, I give you one session free of charge so that you can experience my coaching therapy before you decide if you want to book paid sessions. I hope that you got value from this video, and I hope that you managed to get out there, enjoy the day, and get the balance right between switching on when it's important to switch on, and also switching off so that you can make progress and enjoy your life at the same time from a nice, calm, and peaceful place. So take care until next time and enjoy the rest of your day.